Zach sang the gang. Shawn Hook hanging out in the studio with us.
Thanks for the warm welcome.
Yeah, I ate with you. You invited me to lunch. This is what you're gonna get. You know.
I appreciate it.
Stuffed Daddy with food. It's gonna have to go somewhere.
Oh God.
Thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Shawn Hook hanging out in the studio. The first time we met was what was
the
it?
round table. The
Yeah,
AMAs.
the Radio Row AMAs. How scary of an experience is that one?
It was a little intimidating, but then I kind of got into it, and I was like, oh, let's do more, let's go more. Like, the energy was great.
Insane. And for people who don't know, which is everybody, it's literally like, it's this giant room just filled with like 30 different radio stations from all over the country doing their thing, interviewing artists. It's insane.
And party favors, like each little breath mints, little chocolates, little
Twix bars.
Twix bars. Yeah.
Unless when you came to us, like we were expecting gifts, we weren't giving anything out.
And I didn't come empty-handed, remember?
You did. You gave me a hook bracelet,
And
which was
what'd you do with it?
beautiful.
What'd you do with it?
Okay, here's the deal. You give me this beautiful hook bracelet. It's super fresh, super cool. Dan, who likes to say, fresh and cool, was like, hey, man, really dig that bracelet. Started talking about it. I let him try it on. And finally, I gave him the bracelet.
You never gave it to me.
I gave you the bracelet.
You brought it in for me to try it on, and I gave it back.
You never gave it back. That's what we're missing out on.
Wait, now I want to know, where is this bracelet?
You know what?
You have to ask Zach about that one. He has it.
Hey, Heather, can you look in your studio? Or Keith, do you know?
I stole it.
Nick and Keith, you
Wait,
stole the
really?
bracelet?
Really?
I've got the bracelet. I wear it all the time.
Do you
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's in my apartment.
You have such an interesting life, and I feel like I just caught up with you at lunch.
Yeah.
And I got a chance to really get to know you, hear about music. But let's dive right in. You're a Canada dude.
That's right.
You're super nice.
No dude about it.
Yeah,
No dude about it.
come on. But you've been doing music for a while. I mean, for in your life, really ever, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Talk to me about the start. What in Canada really brought you to music?
Well, early on it was piano lessons.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad put me in because I used to sit at a little piano and I'd make noise and for hours on end. And Mom and Dad were like, okay, we need to solve this problem and get someone to show them how to actually play. And so that was my modest beginning.
You suck alone, but we'll bring in someone to help you.
Yeah, but no. To be honest, it was just a passion of mine, and I after lessons, I kind of excelled in it, and I continued to play in high school and got into so many different bands and jazz band. And
But you didn't F around when it came to music. I mean, you went to a conservatory. You learned from the best in Canada. You also played the trombone.
Yeah.
Piano is not just it.
Yeah,
You were in a cover band.
I was Shag.
It was a disco cover band.
That's dope.
It was actually amazing and life-changing. I was 17 years old. I joined the band. They already had a massive following. I had no idea what I was getting into.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't really into disco in high school. I was like, okay, I'm going to join this disco band, whatever. They told me they were going to pay me $200 to play trombone. I was like, done.
Hell yeah.
So I went to the first show. It was sold out. We could drink. It was the biggest party I've ever been a part of. And I was on stage and people were dancing to my music. I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Is that in that moment, is that your first brush with a live performance and feeling the real energy of an audience?
Yeah, because any performance before that was a band recital or a piano recital, and, where people are sleeping in the back row. So no, this was a complete 180.
And there's something about a cover band, right? From the audience perspective, you love them instantaneously because it's their funky take on your favorites.
For sure. And this particular band, the musicians were all graduates of the music school, and so they're amazing musicians, amazing following, and the music was incredible. So just that just opened me up to it, and
It's cool.
Yeah.
So you've had a few albums in Canada. You released 2 not under Shawn Hook, right?
Yes, that's true. Actually, wow, you really did your homework.
Come on.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce your last name? It's Hlook.
Yeah, Halukov.
Holokov.
It's Russian.
He said Halukov, and you immediately said it wrong. He said it, and then you said it wrong.
Don't worry, you're not the first one.
It's he said Joe, and you were like John.
Okay, so you're doing 2 albums not under Shawn Hook in Canada.
Yeah.
You have the one album is I'm gonna pronounce this one wrong. The cosmonaut and the girl.
That's right.
That is the album that you release in Canada under Shawn Hook.
Yes.
You have 3 hits from this album. You're killing it on the Hot 100 Canada charts.
Yes,
I mean, you really reached some serious success.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, that album helped me get nominated for a Juno Award, which is kind of the Canadian equivalent to a Grammy,
Yes.
and as Best New Artist. And I lost The Weeknd, which isn't bad because he already had stuff going down stateside.
Yeah.
So that record was kind of like a big stepping stone for me.
So, okay, and this is always the most fascinating to me. Whenever I get a chance to talk to a Canadian artist and somebody who started in music in Canada, a lot of it is attached to American artists and American music.
Yeah.
How hard is it really to rise to Canadian fame? Because you're not really just competing against your Canadian peers. You just said it. You're competing with people like The Weeknd.
Yeah, it's tough, really. Like, to be completely honest, the chance I have to release music in America, a year and a half ago, it was like, wow, is this going to happen for me? And it's always been a big goal of mine to make it happen. And I'm just so thankful that I had a song do so well in Canada, being only Canadian. Like like you said, like we have The Weeknd, like Carly Rae Jepsen, Justin Bieber, obviously, but a lot of these songs are American productions and songs that are being promoted by big American companies, and so the reach into Canada really helps that out. So for just a solely domestic artist to kind of get up into the top 10, just being domestic, it's tough, So yeah, I'm just very thankful that the music connected.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I mean, you really did. You killed it in Canada. At what point do you realize that, like, hey, I've kind of maxed out here. I can't grow to where I need to grow. I need to take my show, down south.
Yeah,
Does that make sense on a map? Yeah, right?
For sure. I mean, no, it's true. When I first got into music, my goal was always to make it in America. Like, I think we were talking at lunch. I've been back and forth for 7 years.
Yeah.
And I actually first got my start here writing music for ABC. That was my first contract ever signed, was a songwriting deal. When I was like 22, I came down and I had some showcases. I got introduced to ABC. Next thing you know, they started sending me work, and they're like, hey, can you write a song for the show? Knocked it out, got it placed.
Which, by the way, like, is a really interesting way to start. I mean, you're 22, you're a good-looking dude.
I appreciate that, Doug.
Instead of coming in and like branding you and doing you up and putting you on the road, I mean, you kind of took a different approach. You composed music for TV. You wrote for TV.
Yeah, I kind of just went wherever the momentum was. Like, literally, like I was in Vancouver and I put, my Canadian accent came out. Vancouver, I put music up online, and a music supervisor reached out and said, hey, when are you in LA next? And I had never been at that point. And I was like, I'll be there next week. And hopped on a plane, came down, played a showcase, met ABC. They offered me this deal after that, and kind of I just kept following the momentum.
Interesting way to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
And you saw a different side of the industry. Were you writing based on episodes, or were you writing songs and then having them placed in episodes?
It was all over the place. I think most of it was the songs that I did place were songs that they basically said, okay, here's a scene, here's an episode.
Okay.
Go right to it. Sometimes a really cool project I did was for a show called Eli Stone, and the composer sent me this beautiful composed piece. No structure, like here's the verse, here's the chorus. But like, hey, do you want to try make it a song? And I was like, sure. So I tried 2 things, and we got 2 songs, and they were the main songs of the show from that. So it was really cool. They like flew me down, put me in this big studio with an orchestra, and it was awesome.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a really cool start.
I mean, that's a cool start. You learn a lot.
Yeah.
When you look back at that phase of your career, what do you feel like you learned the most? Like, what piece of knowledge do you utilize today that you learned while you were writing songs for TV?
I think I've learned to be more open, really. Like the collaboration process really taught me a lot, because I learned a lot from big writers and big producers, how they work, how to be more efficient, how to just get to the heart of the matter, and not necessarily just rely on like this magic. Songwriting is magic, but as soon as you start telling yourself, oh, I'm doing something great, this is amazing, that can be, sometimes that can be good, but a lot of times it's like you're just serving your ego.
Yeah.
And so I guess, I don't know, I think the more you can get away from the ego and get in a room with honest people, you create better work.
And we were talking about that at lunch. I mean, you were saying you understand and you know where your weaknesses are in that creative song production process.
Yeah.
And you build upon your weaknesses.
For sure.
You know what you bring to the table.
Yeah, like a lot of times I could be my worst enemy. Like I'm super critical of what I do. So when I'm writing a song by myself, sometimes it'll take me a long time to get it done. Usually it takes me a while to get it done because I'm just so critical of every move, and I might be axing a really good idea. And so that's the struggle I find, and I guess that would be my weakness.
Sound of Your Heart, single right now. You vibing with it? Feeling good?
Yeah, it's amazing. Like it's been a surprise in a good way. Like when I wrote that song, it was the same process I've done with all my songs, and this one just really connected. So I'm just excited and stoked it is.
And we were we were talking about it at lunch, and I want to get into it a little bit. And with Sound of Your Heart, is that a song when you walk into the studio, did you know where you wanted to go with it? Was there a lyric? Where did it start from?
Yeah, well, that was another collaboration. There was another writer in the room, Todd Clark, and a producer, a guy that goes by Cos, who's nominated for 2 Grammys this year for a song called Blacker the Berry, Kendrick Lamar. Awesome, right? Like super talented people. And yeah, we just walked into the room, and actually Todd had like the melody idea, like for the first part of the chorus. And we just went off of that and just built from there, and just started talking about dialogue. What does this feel like? And then I sat down on the piano and I started playing with the different chords and the arrangements. And then we had the chorus, and it took forever to get this verse. And then I was just like fed up, and I started being like, what if it was like, like no lyrics, but the melody that became the verse.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, let's go with that. So it's just a lot of it's like building or putting a puzzle together.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really, really cool. I want to be in a studio with someone watching them create like that. I think that'd be really interesting, very fascinating, and I the interesting dynamic, because at the end of the day, I mean, a song like that, "Sound of Your Heart," it's yours really, and it's coming from your point of view, your voice. It whether it was personal to begin with, whether it was or not, it becomes personal.
Yeah, and that's what I always do. Like I always bring it to a personal place. Like, whether someone brings in a melody idea or a lyric idea or a concept, it's like, how does that song relate to me? And how can I get that point across in 3 minutes and not sound like I'm being redundant or stealing from someone else? And that's the challenge of it. And it can be like work sometimes.
Well, every time you're listed on the internet, your genre is pop, electric, rock.
Right.
Is that? Do you want? That's a
no. It's good actually.
thing?
I think because I think there was a big classic rock phase in my life that I listened to a lot in like high school, and then now I'm like really into indie electronic music. I know you and I were talking briefly about the years and years, and I consider that kind of indie electronic. And then I think there's soul influences as well. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's good to have that description because I feel like it is appropriate.
Do you think descriptions like that would limit art? Do you go at it with that description in mind, or do you just go wherever it goes, it goes?
Yeah, I think like sessions right now, I walk in, I say, listen, guys, this is kind of what's working for me. Because sometimes you walk in a session and a producer will be like, hey, I've got this really sick beat, bro. Like, we just need like a cool little melody and like, let's try make this beat sound good.
Yeah.
That's not how... Are you kidding me?
Oh, wait, your watch is ringing. Who is
That's
it?
an Apple Watch?
It is. Oh my God.
He was just going into
so
like
cool.
how
I
he
can
used
answer
it.
the call.
Answer it.
No, I'm afraid. I don't know who
is
this is.
Do it.
Who is this?
Does it like?
You wanna
Is it like
answer
speakerphone on the?
No, you'll
I don't know.
Right?
This is scary.
miss it?
This could be scary. I might have missed it.
Doesn't even
Uh-oh.
work.
Hello? Oh, call ended.
Oh,
Thank God.
Wait, do you like? Does it speak to you like Kim Possible?
Yeah,
Like,
we talked about this. Yeah,
funny.
I know, like it's Inspector Gadget.
Can you put it on?
Oh wait, are you? Hello? Hello?
Can you put it on like silent? Like, can you put your watch on silent?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I totally forgot.
No. I don't mean like do it. I just was like I don't know anything about Apple Watches.
Yeah, you can't. But there's some. Obviously,
He's
there's
just like pecking at
there's
it.
there's some bugs with the watch here. Do not disturb is on.
who got you the watch? Did you get it for yourself?
My girlfriend got it for me.
That's a
And
good
we're
gift.
like,
Funny.
we're just a cliche couple because I got her one as well.
Wow.
You walk into the studio working with producers. They might have a beat. They might just be asking you for a melody, and that doesn't work for you.
Yeah. I'm beginning to learn because the success of Sound of Your Heart. Really, the song is. There's not much going on in terms of production. It's just you can hear my vocals really well. The story's tight. The melody's really tight. And I guess that's what I worry about most. Not necessarily genre. I will think about tempo and feel, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't walk in and be like, hey, we're going to do a country song today. Like, obviously, I'm not going to be country.
Yeah.
That's not my style. But I don't know. It's more of a vibe.
What do you think today connects with listeners? Like, you listen to Top 40 Radio, I'm sure, and pop music and stuff. I mean, is it the lyrics? Is it the pulled back, stripped down production? You know, is it more of a story? What is it?
Well, I mean, I'm old school. I think it's the story and the song number one, and I guess it's a bit of the combination of everything. I mean, there's a reason Adele's at the top of the charts.
Yeah.
There's the production is just accompanying her amazing vocal, the amazing songwriting and craftsmanship, and that
story.
And it comes to the top. Exactly. I feel like there's other songs out there that are just, they sound good.
Yeah.
Sonically, they might be a bit more gimmicky, a little more kitschy, I guess is the word. But I can't speak for everybody because everyone has a different vibe in terms of what they think is great. But
of course. But I think there's also like the facts sometimes, right? So
Yeah.
that kitschy, very hook-based song, heavy production, it's going to do well, but the shelf life might not be there.
Right.
Whereas an Adele album that has a story and it's stripped back and it's
Yeah.
genuine and it's pure,
yeah,
that album is going to last forever. And,
for sure.
And I knew, it wasn't the fact that she sold 6.5 million records that like solidified it for me. That was one of the reasons.
Yeah.
But I was talking to my friend Craig, and his dad is in his 70s, and he was telling me that his dad bought his friend who's in his 60s. He's
Yeah.
a dude.
Yeah.
Adele's album for Christmas.
Yeah, so
Like,
great.
that's crazy.
Yeah, she's a timeless artist, and I think that's key. For me, anyways, is to write timeless music, and that's what I gravitate towards more. Like
Yeah.
that song will be just as big 50 years from now. We'll be gone, hopefully.
But it'll live on.
Yeah, exactly. Like I saw Elton John last night, and there's a reason why everyone was standing up after every one of his songs because it doesn't get better than that.
No.
It doesn't. He's a classic and he's a great piano player, a great singer, a great everything. And to me, he checks all the boxes on why, obviously. And I think Adele's in that same category. She's already a living legend and classic.
Does the next Elton John exist today? Do we have songs that will be played for the next 50, 60, 70 years that doesn't belong to Adele?
Yeah, I think so. I think Bruno Mars is on his way. I think he's a legendary artist in the making.
Yeah.
This guy named Shawn Hook. No, but I aspire to be like that, and if I can ever get half the quarter of or the eighth of that career, that'd be amazing.
Like when you watch Elton John, do you just walk away like fired up and just passion forward, like ready to fucking swing?
Yeah, I was telling DJ last night. I was like whispering in his ears, like I cannot wait to play tomorrow.
An incredible new record deal.
Yeah.
Hollywood Records.
Yeah, they're amazing. They've been incredible so far.
Yeah.
As DJ's on his phone.
and he then pretends to take a picture.
No, it is great though. Like in all seriousness, because I've been with labels before, and I've had meetings with labels before, and sometimes you leave and you're like, I don't know if that was like if this person was being actually honest with me, sincere. It's like, no, we'll talk to you later. Like blah blah blah. Everyone at Hollywood Records has said what they're going to do and have done it and have done more. And that's all an artist can ask for from their label. It's been great.
And you've accomplished some serious stuff in Canada.
Yeah.
Like you're not coming here like lost by any means.
Right.
You know the business, you know the industry.
Yeah.
And you obviously know where growth is.
Yeah.
Like you're coming to the table knowing a lot. Like you've done these radio promo runs before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Difference between Canada and here in the States?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously the market is it's like 8% of the market in America. So I guess the means to support their own, the domestic, aren't necessarily there from the top. But the cool thing about Canada, there's a lot of grants that they allow artists like myself when I was coming up to, put money into touring, put money into making a record. What else is there?
They're huge in that. That's why a lot of people shoot there. The tax breaks are crazy, and they support the arts.
They do. And CanCon is another term that, so in Canada, basically 35%, I think, 35%, 40% of whatever content they play in the hour has to be Canadian.
Cool.
So that's a really good one as well.
That's really cool.
But the other side of it is it kind of creates a bit of like mediocrity because it's funny. It gives more. I don't want to like talk trash about it, but it's the nature of it. And I was kind of in that, and I saw it firsthand, where I'd walk into a station, they would have in this pool on the right everything that's blowing up in the world, and this pool on the left, CanCon. So when one of the songs from the left got close to the right, CanCon got close to the rest of the world, there'd be a bit of a ceiling.
Really?
It was a CanCon ceiling. So if your song gets between like 10 and like 7 or 5, that's a win in CanCon terms.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Magic about it.
Yeah, they must have been there and done that too.
Well, yeah, but they blew up in France first and Australia first, and then they went number 1 in America before they did in Canada. Like Canada was on that record, but they got as high as number 5. Rude, that record, Rude.
They'll stop you purposefully?
Not purposefully. It's just a thing. It's just like, I don't know what it is. I mean, same with Carly Rae Jepsen. Like she, like Call Me Maybe, before kind of Bieber got it out there and it blew up worldwide. I remember I had a dinner with her, and not just her, it was like a birthday party for a mutual friend, and I was just talking to her because we had the same single go out at the same time, Call Me Maybe, and I had a song called Every Red Light. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to go on tour. I've got like a couple bigger rooms, like 500 people rooms set up. And I'm like, awesome. And our songs were like slowly climbing. And I remember I was on a Greyhound bus to Seattle because I was flying to LA. And I saw Justin Bieber tweeted her and tweeted this little thing about, oh my God, this song's so catchy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God,
Done.
it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
And then obviously the videos came out and that just became an international hit.
Dude, 2016 is going to be an awesome year for you.
Thank you. I hope so.
When you look ahead, I mean, what do you see?
I mean, I just have to pitch myself because like there's some really cool opportunities coming up every week. Like next week I'm going out to New York and I'm playing Michael and Kelly.
Come on.
Yeah. It's
Michael
like,
Strahan is America's sweetheart.
Yeah, or Kelly and Michael, however they want to pronounce it.
Yeah, Kelly and Michael.
Yeah.
Don't do that to Kelly Ripa. I don't
I
think she'd
won't.
like that.
No,
Yeah.
Kelly and Michael, oh my God.
Yeah. Sister's been fighting for that number 1 spot. She deserves it.
Yeah, so that's really cool. And then just, meeting people like yourself. I mean, you're no slouch. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
Thanks. Sorry for them,
I don't know what you do to their bracelet, but still, I'm giving you cred.
It's working.
No, I know.
I
know.
It's in better hands there.
I think you might be right. It's been a great start, but I know it's going to take a lot of work and a lot more impressions in America to get to where I want to go. Like, this is just the start for me, and I want to show up every day and make sure that, I'm at my best, and hopefully I can take in the rest of America, but.
Dude, you got to do some radio promo, get them out there to some really cool parts of America. Where have you gone so far? You were on the Southwest flight.
Yeah, I've been all over.
You don't get on Southwest unless you're going to Middle America. Where were you going?
I think that one, what was it? Was that one Phoenix? Yeah, Phoenix to Burbank.
Okay.
So we did like Seattle, Portland, San Diego, LA, Phoenix, Atlanta, Dallas, Miami, Orlando, Tampa Bay, Washington, Baltimore,
Good.
New York, like all over, like the big centers, Minneapolis.
You need to do Middle America, man.
That's next.
North Dakota.
That's
South
next.
South Dakota. Kansas. Sound of Your Heart, Shawn Hook. You're going to perform for us, and I'm so excited beyond. Like, I've been watching you on YouTube. That's been my main source of Shawn Hook entertainment. I really enjoy it. You were talking about Red Light?
Yeah.
I love that song, too.
Thank you.
That was your first single.
Yeah.
Dope song.
Thank you.
Really cool music video, by the way.
Thank you.
All around, like, I'm a fan. You've hooked me, Shawn Hook.
Thank you. I'll bring you another bracelet.
Thank you. Keith, touch the bracelet. I dare you. Do we like Shawn Hook?
Yeah, I'm a hookster.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any thoughts
No,
for Shawn Hook?
at first when I read this, I was like, they're called hookers. That's a little weird.
You call your fans hookers?
No.
Well,
Come on.
They're hooksters, but if you look at it quickly, it just looks like hookers.
You performed on stage with Elton John?
I did. Not last night.
You bring up Elton John, you don't even bring up your performance with Elton John?
Because I was basically... So it was a cool thing. Elton was doing something for his charity. For the show was called, what was it, Fashion Cares?
Fashion Rocks?
No. Wow, why can't I remember? Is it on there?
No.
What was it? Was it Fashion Cares?
Wait, you're a Guinness Book of World Records holder?
Yes.
Okay, we'll stick with Elton John for now.
So I was on tour and I got a call from a producer of the show being Elton's invited you and a select amount of Canadian artists on stage to perform with him. I was like, are you kidding? All right, cool. So it was me and like 12 other artists, and we were background singers essentially. So we show up to sound check. We learn like these really complex background parts, and we're looking at each other. Do you know Chantal Kraviazik? She's an artist from Canada.
I've heard the name before. I don't know her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes!
Okay, so she was...
I know that song.
With me, and Serena Ryder was the other singer that I was sitting beside, and Serena's an amazing vocalist, and we're looking at each other like, these are like some complex backgrounds. So rehearsal, everyone's going in hard, like we want to get this right, and we want to nail this. And you're talking like some world-class artists.
Yeah.
So showtime comes around, and we're the last song before the encore. So we all come out and we're ready to go. Like we start singing our parts, and like we're like, look, can you hear us? I'm like, I don't hear myself. Our mics were off. Like our mics were not working. No, for real.
Do you think it was done on purpose?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he probably was like, he wasn't at sound check. I think he got his team to record it and was like, let's hear how it sounds.
And it was like, this is rubbish. This ain't going behind me.
Yeah.
But at least he was nice. Like, he didn't want to tell you,
Yeah.
hey, you guys weren't that great.
Yeah, and there were some people that were taking liberties too. Like there were some drunk people on stage, and it's probably a smart thing.
Yeah, like you can't do it. It's Elton John.
Yeah.
Did he have the red piano?
No, it was a black piano.
Okay.
That red piano last night was amazing.
It was nice.
So jealous.
Yeah. Hey, one day.
Yeah, it'd be incredible.
One day. Wait, but you have a Guinness Book of World Record?
Yeah.
For what?
Standing on a Swiss exercise ball for the longest time in the world.
What? How long?
It was 3 hours and 16 minutes and 6 seconds.
Like one of those blow up things you see at the gym where you do ab workouts on?
Yeah,
how
one
did
of
you
those guys.
What? How do you balance
Are you
like that?
kidding?
No, I'm being completely honest. So, as you know, I'm from Canada, and when you're born, you get fitted for skates. And I played a lot of hockey growing up, and I used to train with the Swiss exercise ball. I would to the point where I would jump up with barbells and do squats on the ball, and then I'd set up like 6 other balls, and I'd jump from ball to ball at the gym, and it became like this thing. I was obsessed with working out on the ball. I wanted to join the Cirque du Soleil at one point.
What? That's crazy.
It is crazy. And I was obsessed with like Guinness World Records as a kid. I was like, oh, these are so cool. Those are the only books I'd read. I was like, oh, wow, what an impressive feat. So fast forward to adulthood, kind of, end of adolescence. And my dad saw the guy break the world record for standing on a ball at Stonehenge. And he was like, oh, this was so hard. After 40 minutes, my legs were shaking. I was like, come
40
on.
minutes.
You
like,
pansy.
Exactly. I was like, BS. Like, Dad, I do it at the gym all the time. He's like, well, why don't you get the record then? Why don't you apply? I was like, okay. So I did. And I contacted Guinness. They hit me back, and they're like, your town's so small, we can't send someone there. But if you do this, and this, and do the record, and prove that you did the record by doing this, and this, then you can be eligible. So I did. One was like, I had to get a police officer, a school teacher, a witness form, do it in a public place, get media to cover it, and document it.
So you did 3 hours and 45 minutes?
16 minutes and 6 seconds. I wanted to beat
16 minutes.
Yeah, I wanted to
Okay.
beat it by an hour. That was my goal. So the original record was like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Okay.
Those 6 minutes for me being like, should I jump off? Should I stay on? Should I jump off? I should stay on. I should keep going. Nah, but it's been an hour. So I like, I should have stayed on, like looking back, because like I didn't get off when I was tired.
When did you get off?
Well, thanks for asking. I got off after onto another ball. I jumped off to another ball. I was like, yo, Guinness, I could still do this. I'm out.
Wow.
Is there a video of this somewhere?
There is actually.
What was the last time you? What was that?
What?
Oh, you sent it to Ellen.
Well, Ellen, yeah. Ellen, so my mom was watching Ellen DeGeneres and was like, hey, Ellen's looking for people with weird talent. Why don't you send me a video of the record? I'm like, okay, Mom. So I like send Ellen a letter like, dear Ellen, my name is Shawn Hook. I broke a Guinness World Record for standing on a Swiss exercise, blah, blah, blah. Send it to Ellen, like, yeah, we're ever going to hear back. A week later, I got a letter, Ellen DeGeneres, this is Ellen, I got a letter from someone named Shawn Hook. There's like a whole like 30-second video of her like butchering my name,
That's
reading
great.
my letter. Got on Ellen, not personally the video. I lost to a 4-year-old drummer in her Little Talent show.
What a jerk.
I know.
No.
I don't know I wonder where he is now. But
That's Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
He's Justin Bieber.
Or he's in the 7th grade learning.
probably
He was 4 years old. He's coloring. He's learning how to spell.
oh my God. But I made a video of me. It's called Dear Ellen, I'm more than just a ball jumper. I wrote a song and a video, and you can watch it on YouTube.
You know, Ellen, I just jump from ball to ball. I'm so much more than that.
Yeah, I got something for you to check out later when we leave.
Yeah, please. When was the last time you just stood on a ball?
I don't know, man. It's been a while. I put the ball behind me.
I left the ball in Canada and came to Hollywood.
I'm off the ball, man.
Wow, you're an avid golfer. What do you not do? This is his dating profile.
It literally, I think they got that off of my dating profile.
Match.com? So you like golf?
Golf's fun.
Yeah. Like by avid, do you mean like he goes? I'll ask the record label. Do you mean he goes weekly golfing or like? I
used to when I had a regular life schedule.
But now no more.
No more time. Yeah. No more time for golf. Now it's just Tiger Woods golf on the plane because he sells a game in 2012, which pre his fiasco's all right. And it's an addictive game. That's the only golf I'm getting these days.
Shawn Hook, you're gonna perform for us.
Yes.
I'm pumped. Good to know that you can stand on balls. You play golf. You got some hooksters in your life, and you know what a dolphin tattoo doesn't mean.
Exactly.
Learned a lot about you, Shawn Hook.
Well, thank you for taking the time to go through my dating profile.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
My pleasure.
Dude, do you?
Early September, I feel like we kind of made it like official, but
Okay.
we were like talking because he was on tour. So
I'm missing the sound of your heart beating.